Hopefully you have printed out this sheet from the homework website. If you didn't, you can copy some of this down. We aren't going to be focusing on all of these, but there are some key words that I do want to focus. So we are going to be translating between words and math. And what does this mean? This means we are going to be going from this numerical expression and then writing it in words. So this does say 37 plus 28, which you can see right here. But you can also say it as 28 added to 37, the sum of 37 and 28 more than 37. And this is important for us to know because we're going to be eventually moving from these into what does the expression say. And it will get a little more complicated when we start to look at algebraic expressions, which are down here when you have these variables. So some of the things that we are going to look at are some keywords such as more than and less than, because those are words that will tell you where the terms have to go. So let's take a look at the algebraic expression x plus 28. So we are right here. And this is where in your notes you can highlight here or make some notes on the side. So you have x plus 28. What I do want to point out is this one, 28 added to x. If you notice, the 28 is second. And the way that I want you to think about it is 28 added to x. You have x in your hand. Now someone is giving you 28. That's why the x comes first. Now you may say, well, if I had 2 and someone gave me 28, I would end up with 30. And 2 plus 30 is the same thing as 30 plus 2, so why does it matter? It will matter down the road when we start to get into integers and subtraction, where the order will matter. And we're just trying to set you up for success in that manner. So keys to look at would be added to, and the other key one is more than. When you see more than, it's going to go second. Sorry about the bell. When you look over at subtraction and you have k minus 12, you're going to see these words like less than, 12 less than k. It's k minus 12. If you go ahead and think of a number and say that k is 20, 12 less than 20 will give you an answer that is very different from 12 minus 20. The basic ones you have here, the difference of k and 12, order stays the same. And then you have k minus 12. One of the examples that's like the less than is 12 subtracted from k. So think 12 subtracted from k. I have k, and we are going to take 12 away from it. And then up here is your numerical expression where you can see the differences. 12 subtracted from 90, 90 minus 12, the difference of 90 and 12. Over at multiplication, you'll see multiplication written many different ways. One of the ways that you're used to seeing it is with that x, 8 times 48. Another way that you're going to start seeing it written will be with the dot, like that. And then lastly, you'll start to see it written with parentheses. And so we'll say when you don't see the sign, then you multiply. 8 times 48, 48 multiplied by 8. So you've got product is a key word we have to remember. Product means multiply. Remember, these are groups, 8 groups of 48. And let's take a look at the division. 327 divided by 3, or what you'll start to see is this fraction bar. The fraction bar means division. So you'll see that you have 327 divided by 3, And then the word that means division is quotient. So two new words that you'll have to remember is quotient and product for division and multiplication. And when we are in class, we're going to be working on a lot of practice problems. Let's take a look at the next. These are some helpful hints when you're dealing with word problems. If you are putting together or combining something, you will add. If you're trying to find out how much more or less, you would subtract. Multiplication is putting together groups of equal parts, and division is separating into equal groups. The multiplication and addition sometimes can be confusing because you might have a problem with 3 apples, and then you have 2 apples, and you might see how many did I have in all, and you know that it's 3 plus 2 is 5. But then with multiplication, you might say that you have 3 boys, and they're going to pay $12 each. How much money do you have in all? And this is a multiplication problem where you would multiply 3 times 12 and get $36. So the key things to look at is words like each. Each will be your groups, your equal parts. They're each paying $12. So it's going to be 36 because it's 3 times 12 and it's not 3 plus 12. So we'll be looking at some keywords, but just keep in mind that the word problems might be a little tricky.